Thank you all for joining us on the Franky and Roshell Show. Now joining me tonight is the CEO and founder, Lutonya M. Russell of Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com. Now she specializes in entertainment and bringing integrity back to media. Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com also specializes in promoting online media outlets such as media networks and more. The vision was born right in the basement of Lutonya M. Russell and has grown to an amazing empire serving the Chicago area and abroad. Lutonya M. Russell is here to share more with us tonight about Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com. Hi, Lutonya.
What's up, Rochelle? How you doing?
Hey, Lutonya, I'm good.
Lutonya, talk to us about how you became interested in creating IndustryBuzz.com.
I wasn't interested at all in creating Industry Buzz. What happened was I got a degree in business management and marketing and administration. I got 2 degrees doing that. And I never was a person that really looked at TV a lot or listened to the radio a whole lot or even listened to music. And I still, I'm very selective about what I listen to and what I look at even now. But I was looking at TV one day and I was reading some things one day and I was like, man, this is nothing that I would want to show my son, and at that time, I think my son was about 2 years old and he wanted to watch TV and wanted to do some things. And it was some ratchet stuff going on the radio and coming on TV. And I was just like, man, I should do something about this. And so one day, it kept on, tugging at me. And you know how sometimes you don't know what vision God has for you or what direction that you want to go into. And I was just in that stage in my life where I didn't know what vision and direction he wanted me to go in because he had blessed me to be able to do a lot of things. And so one particular day I went over to my mentor's home and I will never forget it, Dion Williams of D. Williams PR. I was in the basement of her home. And the same thing that I had been tugging with about the radio, the TV, I did acting and singing and all of that stuff when I was in school. So I wanted to go back into it at some point, but I didn't know that this was going to be, an avenue to go into it. So I was in her basement and she said, Lutonya, why don't you start a magazine about stuff that you like? And so that's how Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com was formed just within seconds, with no money. God bless me now to reach over 4 million people online.
Many women are afraid to pursue their vision of being successful at their own businesses. What kept you motivated and inspired to keep going?
I think that when you limit yourself, from going after your visions and dreams, because I want to address that first part, Ro. When people limit themselves, women particularly, we always are focused on someone else. We're focused on, now I'm a wife, a mother, entrepreneur at the same time, and balancing all of those hats. And then I also wear hats in leadership roles at my church. And when you do all of that, sometimes your vision gets lost in the midst of it, and you have to hold on to your vision and still go after your dreams. And all that does is make you a better mother, make you a better wife, make you a better person when you go after those visions and dreams, because you're not stagnant and you feel your development and you feel your growth, and you're also becoming a blessing to other people by sharing your gifts and talents. So that's what I would answer to that first question about women going after their visions and goals and not allowing them to lie dormant, but really, really, just taking a stand. And your family will line up. You balance it. It definitely has to be God first, your husband, then the kids, and then everything else. It'll line up if you keep it in that order. Being an entrepreneur is definitely not easy, especially with me working from home. I'm working on getting it out of the house, because you get a lot of balancing acts going on. Like right before our interview, bro, I had to get some dinner together before I even started this. And then I had to take care of the house, make sure it was quiet so y'all wouldn't hear everything, so it's definitely a balancing act, that goes on with being an entrepreneur and all of those other hats that we wear.
Now, Industry Buzz does event hosting as well as business expansion for entrepreneurs. Talk to us about some of the programs for new business owners throughout Industry Buzz?
Well, right now we're really focusing on the social media component, helping people manage their social media, platforms. A lot of the content that we put on the internet, if we're looking to brand ourselves on the internet and establish our vision and our goals on the internet, we have a lot of personal stuff that we add in there too. So we've been really focusing on helping people manage their social media, as well as helping them brand, themselves through their social media outlets and through the marketing material that they are providing to people. We help them, establish a plan for their conglomerate of radio, TV, and things like that, and any online attributes that they may have on marketing and promotions. That's what has been our focus so far. We left a lot of the services that we was doing out in coming into this new year because we just really wanted to focus in on us as an online media company being able to really let people know who we are and provide services as a component to Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.
Lutonya, you also have your own daily blog called Buzz in Stilettos. Talk to us a bit about that.
Well, Buzz and Stilettos, you can find that at www.lutonyamrussell.com. That's basically just me being candid. I love life. I love laughing. I love being, just myself. And so many times, us as media personalities, whether it's radio, TV, or whatever the case could be, we have to, show a certain kind of, I'll say, personality in a way. And I don't like people putting limits on me, so I develop a way that I can just be myself, and it's unapologetic. It's just who I am. Whatever comes to my mind or whatever is going on, I post a lot of things on there. But I love shoes. So that's why we call it Buzz and Stilettos. Because people are always like, where you wearing your shoes? Where you going to? So that's how that name came up, Buzz and Stilettos. So it's just a candid blog where I talk about whatever I want to talk about.
What type of relationship advice do you get into on your blog? I'm sure lots of ladies come to you with all types of good, juicy questions.
Being themselves and looking for a man. Please stop looking for a man. Please, I'll say it again. Stop looking for a man and work on yourself. And you may say, well, Latonya, you married now. Well, I got married because I stopped looking for a man and I focused on who God created me to be, what I needed to be for God, and allowing Him to fill those voids, that I had in my life. Because if you're incomplete, how is a man gonna find you? And I always do this, Ro. I talk about how, I hate dishes, right? I hate washing dishes, okay? I would put them in a dishwasher in a second, okay? No dishes for me. Dishwasher, every place that I have lived in had to have a dishwasher, okay? So I talked about how I would put dishes in the dishwasher. And you expect once you put them in there, you put the jet dry in there, you put all the stuff that you need in there so the dishes can get clean and you won't have to mess up your nails, to try to clean them again because you put them in a dishwasher. But it never fails that every time I take dishes out of the dishwasher, something is dirty. And so God began to deal with me when I was talking to him about getting married and about, the man that he had for me to find me. And he dealt with me back to those dishes, how I was a dirty dish and I still had stuff on me. So in order for him to put something in my life, such as a man that he had for me, I had to clean that plate off, from toxic relationships, from other things that was happening to me in my past that I was still carrying and holding on to, so that's what I would say. Be yourself, and when God sends you who he has for you, Before that happens, enjoy being single. And then when you get married, you enjoy being married.
Now, for people looking to connect with Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com, what is the connection process and what can they expect when they become a part of the Industry Buzz family?
Well, they expect family. It's really easy. The network is for everybody. You know, the network is for everybody, and I can't say that enough. We have over 50 languages that Industry Buzz can be translated into. So if you are another nationality and you prefer to read the content on there in Spanish or in Japanese or Portuguese or French, you're able to do that. But what we do is we invite people to just join us on Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com. They can post up a profile. The great thing about the media network is it's for entrepreneurs, people that have a vision, have a goal, and they just need more support through radio, TV, and the magazine. So we provide that with them, to them once they join us on Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com.
Now, for people looking to connect with you, are you on Facebook or Twitter?
Oh, it's real easy. Put in Lutonya and Russell or put in www.industrybuzz with 3Zs.com. But to make a lasting connection, to make a solid connection, you definitely want to go to www.industrybuzz with 3Zs.com and set up your profile. If you have events and things like that going on, we want to know about it. If you have something that's going on in your community or some information that you want to share, a press release or something like that, you can post it up right there on Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com, and we're looking forward to supporting you, and we're honored when you join us.
Thanks for being on the show, Lutonya. Feel free to stop by anytime.
Oh, man, you can talk to me anytime. It's so much more that I can say, but I'm really honored that you even reached out to me, and, I'm looking forward to definitely, just continuously supporting you guys and what you're doing. It is amazing.
That was CEO and founder of Industry Buzz with 3Zs.com, Lutonya M. Russell. For more on Industry Buzz and their services, you can visit them at industrybuzz with 3Zs.com on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned for more of the Franky and Roshell Show.